Quick release for Viney. Wants to duck inside Honeychurch. He's able to do it. And there's Garlett.
That was a good kick. He had no other options long.
Still not much. There's about 5-1 in terms of the numbers in the Bulldogs' favour. And you can see the hesitation from Garlett. And somehow he's got just the right distance on the kick.
Garlett in the end. Dale Morris would be disappointed though. A little bit exuberant, you'd say, Jono.
Generally good for about half a goal a game through his career, Dom Tyson. Only 2 goals this year in 10 games. And that's tight, but it's through. And the first goal of the game belongs to Melbourne.
It's Christian Petrarca.
Well, Neil Bullen was the loose, and he should have marked it in the end. He got to the right spot. Hunter, they're being pushed back here vigorously. Oh, Petrarca picked the pocket and kicked the goal. He's a burst of energy.
First quarter, the Western Bulldogs.
Oliver got it back to the wing. Easton Wood didn't take an intercept mark last week. He's able to lay a good tackle, but look at this, Tom Bug. He can decide to go himself or share the love with Jeffy Garlett, and they've got the only 3 of the game so far. Ball thrown up. Boyd clearly got the hands to it. McDonald last week only had the 2 hit-outs, but it was the clearance work he gave them when he went into the ruck after half-time. Suckling was completely oblivious as to what was to come. Oliver took a fairly dubious advantage, but Watts made it look good. He's been paid the mark.
It's probably against the rub of the green.
So Jack Watts, only 4 effective kicks last week. 3 of them were goals. And he's put that straight through. What a start for the D's. And still 27 points. Johannesson with a driving ball, with Bernie Vince in the right place. Brings it in for Lewis. To full forward again. Dogs defence well placed for this one. Petrarca, Pedersen, Harms got ball to boot and kicks the goal. They're claiming it was touched. Goal umpire thinks it's a major. Jaden Hunt and some liberty there. Takes the kick out wide for Tyson. It's got Jones on offer. He ignores that. Not much on the horizon that he's interested in yet. Takes it on anyway. Down to Pedersen, and he is capable of a big leap. Garlett, Jones, just had to squeeze the kick a bit. Bug, clever little tap. There was demons everywhere, and one of them was Hannon.
What a game he is having. Something going on here.
Quite a big game.
Well, the umpire's pointed. Yeah, there you go.
Another free kick.
The umpire pointed in their favour.
This is a disaster for the Western Bulldogs.
They've got every right to smile at the moment there, Melbourne, because they are right on top of the Western Bulldogs here at Etihad.
So here's the first goal.
Bug taps it out. He goes over, knocks Easton Wood from behind, and he repays the favour, gets a free kick against.
There wasn't a lot in it.
Nah, Tom Bug he went over very easily. I know you've been big on that brownie, you and Kingy over the last few weeks. Players going to ground easily.
Well, he started it, didn't he, Jono?
Yep, 100%.
What do they expect to happen post
Exactly.
Well, the Pest has the last say, and he puts it through. Tom Bug. That's a gloomy, gloomy look on the premiership coach's face.
In favour of the Western Bulldogs, so they've responded. They've awoken the sleeping dogs here.
Back to the wing. There's a block. Free kick going to Petrarca, as you heard. Easton Wood playing dumb, as if he didn't know whose it was. Instant give to Oliver, and they haven't quite got positioned in defence, the Bulldogs. So Jack Watts. Siren sounds. With all that's happened in the last 10 minutes, he knows it's big. He knows it's huge. And it just got bigger. Jack Watts celebrates. Melbourne fans delight. And it could be on again here.
Yeah, definitely.
Jake Stringer shaping up to Jack Viney. But Melbourne can point to the scoreboard. His height advantage on offer. And away goes Salem, linking up with Jones. Gets a call out wide from Melksham. Pedersen's doubled back to the square, and so is Jack Watts. So they're both there one-on-one. Garland is actually the extra player, but it doesn't make it that far. They didn't need him because Jack Watts was able to use the height inequality.
Turn and kick long imperfection to Jack Watts.
Well, they kicked a huge goal just before the half, and it takes less than a minute for him to do the same after the break.
Forward half kicking the Western Bulldogs, sitting at 51% compared to 67% for Melbourne.
A little too adventurous that time, Morris. And now it's Salem through half forward. But Garland, he can let it fly over his head for another magnificent goal for Melbourne. Christian Salem.
No reason. As we saw, the Bulldogs got hot last year in September. It's a wide open competition. They've got a lot of stars, Melbourne, especially with Gawn and Hogan also to come back in.
Oscar McDonald, that's going to be a free to Pedersen. Advantage taken. Whisked away by Melksham to Neil Bullen. He could have gone to Watts or to Harms. He chose the latter. Harms for Garland. And Garland will stroll in for another. Outstanding play from one end to the other for the D's. McDonald released it. Hunt. And then Harms to send them on their way again. Links up with Jack Watts.
On the angle, play on.
Got Pedersen out of the square. Watts gets himself into a tangle and gets out to a reasonable manner. We know that Hannon can fly. He tried to leap with a run. Pedersen and Melksham adds another. As the Demons continue to rack up the goals in this third quarter. Dalhouse. And they get their way. Oh, they won't get out of this one. Just a picture of confusion at the moment, the Bulldogs with the ball. As compared to the Demons, they are flourishing. Bug, he'll give Tyson one more. Back to Bug. More pain for the Dogs, but more sheer delight for the D's. Whose only problem at the moment is some...
Plenty of numbers around the ball. Eastonwood gets this one, but that's when they've got time to set up because he's not able to play on due to them closing up and manning the mark with effectiveness, Melbourne.
Mitch Hannon again just had the 9 disposals, but 8 of them have been contested. And here's Tom McDonald.
Yeah, we spoke about manning them. Certainly Melbourne have done that magnificently today.
So Tom McDonald to do what Jack Watts did just before the break at half-time. They can do no wrong, the Demons. They deserve this 50-point lead. They string more hands together and formulate a way forward. Out to the wing, taken by Garland.
He's been enormous today, Garland.
For Salem, a cruel bounce. Kept himself in it, though. Took on 2 and now a third, Salem. Wood rode it out. Dale likewise. But here's Oscar McDonald. Flipped it out to Melksham. Back to full forward, Pedersen. Hunter. Size difference made all the way. Now they're getting tricky and confident. And he hands it off to Hannon.
We have enough conversations at Clubland. It's just one less they would like to have.
Petrarca back to the square again. Oh, it fell beautifully for Tom McDonald.
Actually, it's been good, but what stood out a bit to me is just the lack of Bulldogs awareness and poor kicking like that.
And Bug, he spotted Garland. That's who he was trying to kick to. But Neil Bullen in the right spot at the right time.
Well, he actually had 3 off.
He knocks this through, it's 113 points. 7 times this year they've scored 100 points. They only did it 7 last year in a full season. So they're going well.
Alex Neil Bullen flirting with that goalpost. Big smiles for the D's.